Join us as we travel throughout the North Island of New Zealand. Amanda and I recently took an early retirement from the University of Otago. We chose to spend 6 months away in our Hymer camper, exploring different parts of the North Island. It's not the first time we've been to the North Island, but we want to explore some other places that we haven't seen, but more importantly, spend more time at each location. So we're both in cruise mode and taking you along for the ride. As we leave the Wairarapa district and head over the Rimataka Hills, we come down into Wellington to stay at Brewtown. $30 a night on power. Brewtown is a bit of a party central and is an upper hut, and is a great place to catch up with family and friends. It might look quiet now, but boy, at night time, this place is humming.
Hi!
So where are you going to stay tonight?
No, baby!
And Nai is exactly where we're heading, but parking up on the grass at the front was a real bad idea.
Just sponge.
You might not believe me when I say I parked up here last time, but there's been a lot of rain up north, and I paid the price for not checking the grass first before parking up on the edge of the
So the
curb.
first job to do is to repair the damage to my son's front lawn.
Went down quite a way.
Going to cut the good grass out of here, fill it, put the grass back in again.
The apples are right, I take them.
Got apple down.
Where are we going to?
Pincaro Lighthouse.
This is William.
Hello, how's it going?
He's going to try and hire a bike. I think there's a hire place right there, isn't there?
Yeah.
We saw it there.
And Pincaro used to be a seat in the Wellington electorate, and it was held by Sonia Davies.
Niche political facts from Mum. Nice.
This way here.
Okay, so here we are, about
Aye.
to go to the Pincaro Lighthouse.
Nice and snug, Dad.
And we got the bikes in just.
So we've hired a bike for William from the hire centre, and we're just heading off. We've just come down past Eastbourne, where the track is.
We put together a packed lunch to take down with us on the ride. There was a lot of people walking for the first part of the track. I'm guessing that there's about a 5k to get down to the lighthouse itself. What we didn't realise was the Pincaro Lighthouse is actually up on the hill behind the lighthouse down here. You can walk up a track to see it, but we decided to stay down while we had the bikes.
You can see the South Island over there if you look carefully. Sort of white peaks out there somewhere.
All in all, it was a great afternoon, and I highly recommend this easy track.
So the Pincaro Lighthouse was imported from Britain in 1859 as a kit set. It is the oldest in New Zealand, with the light operating until 1935. It is often obscured by cloud, and so it was replaced by the lighthouse at sea level.
One of the reasons we paid a visit to Nai was to fix the deck, which had holes in it. With the help of Amanda, we changed the timber for some thicker stuff, and even had enough left over at the end to make a small table. During the day, while William and Esther were at work, we had the company of Aubrey to take for walks. She's a rescue greyhound, but more like a pussycat. We also took the chance to have a good look around Wellington.
Saying goodbye to Evans Bay, where we've been camping up for the night. We've got the camper parked up beside all of the other little motorhomes that are here. Just about to head off to the ferry this morning.
We've had a wonderful time in Wellington, hanging out with family and friends, so we'll be back, but until next time, goodbye. Ka kite.
Looks like the cars are starting to move in the queue, so they put on the trailers first so that they got the turning radius inside the boat to go in and then turn around at the front. Can you get out that side?
Leave me alone.
You have to go out the back door. At least you've got two doors to get out.
Yeah, there's literally only inches between us and the caravan on the passenger's side. We had a very pleasant, smooth crossing. see here what I mean by the trailers around the outside edge. And we're off to find another park up for the night.
When we got off the ferry, the plan was to go and stay at Coromiko. But when we got there, it was completely flooded, and the lady came out with a torch and said no, we couldn't stay there, and we could see why. So we carried on to the Blenheim Racecourse.
These race courses and A&P showgrounds are quite expensive to look after, so they quite often have motorhomers staying over and paying a small donation for their night stay.
We got up the next day and we headed from Blenheim over to Nelson to meet our friends Brent and Annette. We were going to have a few days camping with them.
They live at Kaiteri Beach, which is quite beautiful on the edge of the Abel Tasman National Park.
We went up with Carol from Richmond.
After spending a while in the area, we headed over to Golden Bay.
Yeah, it's nice to stock up with fruit, isn't it? This is Fraser's Orchard Drive-In, which is just before the Takaka Hill, which we're going to go over now, which is right in the centre there.
And this time we have the company of Brent and Annette, which was lovely. It's only 60k over the Takaka Hills, but it's a slow ride and you have to be very careful because it's all bends.
We're in second gear here, so I don't have to use the brakes, just braking now. I'm basically going to go down here under 40 kilometres an hour. Keep an eye out for traffic that needs to go past. Brent's up behind, he's being similar, just trying to keep it easy on the brakes so they don't overheat. But generally it's a much better road than it used to be. They've had to fix it all up since the slips quite a while back.
Takaka is quite an interesting place, with mainly sawmilling in the 1800s. But later on a lot of hippies moved over to Takaka, and it comes out now with a lot of art and culture.
There's a course at the Takaka Country Hall, but I'll just have a look. She's got an email there. So this park here is along the main street of Takaka, Commercial Street, and it celebrates the tramway which was constructed for the transport of timber from East Takaka to the port between 1882 and 1905. And I'll get Captain Pugwash, look.
It's got flowers on it.
Got flowers on it.
I don't know if I like the Captain Pugwash lot.
What's that? Does it look weird?
No, it's alright.
No, it's a bit funny.
And a visit to any small town wouldn't be complete without a visit to an op shop.
We're just coming into Pahara now. Top 10 camp on the left.
We're going to check into the Tarakawi NZMCA Park, which is on the edge of the boat harbour. It really doesn't take much to understand why we made a beeline for this spot. The views over the sea in the Golden Bay area are just stunning. This is one of the smaller motorhome association parks, but just right on the edge of the water and good for fishing and just relaxing.
They've gravelled it a bit lately, which is good because there's been a lot of rain. So we're just beside the yacht club here.
Anyway, we're off for a look around.
Not too much left of that boat to use. So there's some washing machine at the club rooms, and they leave the door open until, was it 5 o'clock? They said lock it. Yeah, and then there's showers here as well. Quite a few shares.
In 1903, this was the hub for the Golden Bay Cement Works, which closed later on in 1988. But now it's more of a fishing port, and in this case a place to dry dock one of the Able Tasman boats.
So they're the little blue penguins that come in at night. In fact, we heard them quite a lot around the camper, squawking later on in the evening. And there's a penguin nesting area here. They've got a rock over the gate. I think we'll stay outside here. They might not want everybody trudging through.
It's about 10k back to Takaka from this location, and the next morning I got up and decided to go on a bit of a bike ride and see what I could see.
Another stunning day. Just going back in to look at these, I think it's clay cliffs or something along here, and see what they're like. So. Quite a nice track with the bridges. This bridge has just been recently built, I'd say, looking by the age of the timber.
Welcome to Labyrinth Rock Park. You're about to enter the best known example of karst geology in the Southern Hemisphere. If you look closely, you will find ancient fossils, glowworms, beautiful regeneration native bush, and an intriguing range of mythical and not so mythical creatures.
Well, I haven't found so many mythical creatures, but I think they put them in for the kids to look for wee plastic objects, and probably a lot of them are gone, or I'm just not looking well enough. These rock formations are extremely cool and well worth a look. The little tracks and everything that go around there you could explore for quite a while. So after some relaxing and some walks and bike rides, another trip back into Takaka for a coffee, we're about to move on. Our last sunset before we go.
Farewell to Takaka. We've had 3 nights here at the Motorhome Park and had wonderful weather and a great time biking, walking, looking around at the sights, having coffee. It's a nice wee town here. I kind of say it's New Zealand the way it used to be. So we look at the sign, it says Collingwood, which is 25k, and we're going just a bit further than that on the Pakawai. And so our next stop is Muscle Inn, which some people may have heard of, quite a famous coffee, cafe, pub.
I just arrived at Muscle Inn for a coffee on the way to Pakawai.
Someone's old phone that you've got there.
Is your cell phone up there, Brent?
Oh, yes. Oh, right at the top with a look at that.
Yeah, there's an iPhone up there.
Oh, yes, no worries. It's nice to hear kids around here. Hopefully. Or muscle chowder. No, it's tomato.
And there's a few interesting things down here, which is quite nice for a nibble.
Oh, yeah.
But a bowl of sausage with tomato sauce. What have you found?
Pickled eggs.
No.
You're not into pickled eggs, Brent?
No, no.
Chocolate fish, do you want one of those?
No.
For $1, I'll get you one.
Can't believe it.
Not stopping at Collingwood this time, we're going to carry on up the road to Pakawai, to the camping ground where we have a site booked right on the edge of the sea. It's a bit on the fresh side this morning, but I've got my coat to keep me warm. There's not a lot of people at their camp. It's now going off the summer season into the winter season when this was made. did try a bit of fishing from here. No luck with the fishing. Just using a surf caster. It was good to take a stroll around the camp and have a look at all the old cabins and kitchen area. The old school's straight across the road from the camping ground and has been converted into a cafe, bar and restaurant. It's certainly the place on a cold day to put your feet up and have a nice cup of coffee. The time has come to leave our friends Brent and Annette and head down south back to Dunedin. First of all, we're heading over the Taka Hill again, down into Nelson area.
Are you on the outside edge again now?
Thanks. Not that keen on it. There's a big barrier here, but still don't think that would stop us.
So we headed on down through Murchison and onto the Lewis Pass. We were lucky to have some snow that had been fallen, and the trees and the hills around us, absolutely stunning. Anyway, we're going to head down as far as Culverden. So we're in Culverden for the night. Went through the Lewis Pass last night through the snow and arrived here at another car park where we've woken up to the sunshine, but it was -2 degrees on the temperature gauge last night. So we're looking out at the hills around Culverden in the distance. But anyway, there's 2 parks here that you can stay for a night, I believe, and it's right beside the main street of town, which is just there. Takeaway shop just over the corner here, hotels, fuel. Just a small country town. There's 5 parks, but 2 spots officially. 8 PM to 8 AM, so we've already broken the rules because it's 9 AM. Tents prohibited, 2 vehicles, 2 night stay in 30 days. And you're all set for when we have electric campers in the future. There's an EV centre here, and there's also a set of toilets. I think we'll just get the sun off that. You can pump up your bike tyres. And a little bit further over, there's a waste dump. Looks pretty good. You can access it from both sides. And the ever essential when people were travelling, water. So it's the final leg of our journey, 6 months away. We're now in the Mackenzie country in Tekapo to visit family members. It's hard to believe it's been this long we've been away from home, but New Zealand is truly spectacular. While we have the hills in the south, these beautiful frosty mornings, the north has its beaches, warm climates, beautiful people. We've come to enjoy these smaller towns like Tekapo rather than the cities, somewhere where there's enough shops to look at, cafes and attractions.
So our first stop off is just to get rid of our rubbish, and then we're off down to Twizel to meet up with Tim and Loan, who are down there for lunch, and obviously have a look at these beautiful mountains covered in snow.
While we retired at 60, we planned for this, we saved, and we wanted to see New Zealand, not at the fast pace that we did before, but at a slow pace, where we could enjoy the nature, enjoy the walks, and just enjoy the company of other people.
The Auckland weather and the North Island weather probably dominated the holiday, the first part of the holiday, but once you sort of prepare for it and keep calm and carry on. Because when we did move, we moved short distances. We tried to move like 50 kilometres a day and then just find another place. And then when we did get there, to spend 4 or 5 days.
So what's it like stopping when you're 60 and leaving your work?
Quite hard to leave, to be fair. Work is kind of part of your well-being, and I found it quite hard. But once you've made the decision and you go with it, don't really look back. And there's lots of fun things to do and explore out there.
What did you think of the costs of spending money on the camper versus the cost of staying at home?
You just, as I say, if you don't move too much, you've got to eat at home anyway. Inflation's kind of killed it a bit because the cost of everything's gone up, and we've got to pay the rates and the insurance at home too.
Did you have any favourite places that you really liked?
Where I did some nice swimming, it's Russell. It's still pretty up there. Kerry's quite cool. The far north is pretty amazing. We went to the Butler's Whaling Museum. If we had to pick a bigger place that we quite liked, and I think it would be Whangarei. We really like the walking, biking track that everyone's out doing, and cafes and playgrounds and toilets and accessibility.
And was it worth it? Hell yes. If you're regular watchers, you would realise that there's been a delay between videos in the past, but we're on the road again and lots of exciting travel in the South Island coming up.